Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I welcome you back in the third lecture of the lesson, The Luncheon, written by William Somerset Maugham. As you know that the lesson is actually in the form of semi-autobiography, where the writer tells us about his financial instability, while he tells us that he is financially very weak. And during that time, he was visited by one of his fans, and he talks about that his fan was none other than a woman of 40, okay, 40 years old. So finally, they decide a fixed day, that is Thursday, and the time is 12:30 p.m. That is lunchtime. And when we talk about the title of the lesson, the luncheon, so the luncheon is derived from the word lunch. As I told you that it is obsolete word for lunch, okay. Now let's see what happens. Now you know that the writer ordered a salmon, okay. So salmon is a type of fish. The waiter tells them that until the salmon is ready, they can take anything to eat. And finally they order. The woman tells the writer to order caviar, okay. Caviar is actually some types of eggs, okay, eggs of some types of fish, that is simply fish eggs. Now here, as we know that writer is financially very weak, okay, he does not have enough money, and finally he orders very cheap dish for him, and the cheapest dish available in the menu is a mutton chop, okay. He orders mutton chop for himself and salmon for the woman, for the fan. Now later on we come to know that they came the question of drink. So as it is a tradition in the West that they accompany their lunch with drink, with some wine, okay. But the woman tells the writer that her doctor has prohibited her, and she abstains from taking the white drink. She can, on the contrary, take some sort of drink that is called as champagne, okay. Now, on the other side, we find that the writer does not like this idea of the woman to order champagne because he knows that he does not have enough money to order it. Finally, what does he do? He orders half bottle of champagne. Okay. Now, each and everything is ready there. The woman, she ate caviar and she ate the salmon. Now she talks gladly about art, about literature, okay, about music while eating, while enjoying her lunch. At the same time, she ironically speaks about writer's bad habit of taking mutton. She tells the writer that he should not eat mutton because it may have a negative impact on his health. Now, when they are done with the lunch, the woman talks ironically. She tells the writer that she is having the habit of just eating one thing. But we know that she ate the eggs of fish, number one. Then she drank champagne, okay, number two. Then she ate salmon, the fish. Now, ironically, she talks with the narrator that she is having the habit of just eating one thing. But at the same time, she expresses her wish to eat something that is, she expresses her wish to be a vegetarian too. Now she wants to eat some vegetable. Okay. Now she talks about asparagus. It is a plant whose stems are cooked and eaten. Okay. But this dish, asparagus, it costs too much in hotels. Okay. When the writer hears this thing, his heart sank because he knows that asparagus may cost him more money and they are horribly expensive. On the other side, we find that the writer's mouth watered. The writer's mouth watered. It means he too wanted to eat asparagus, but in order to show that he dislikes it, so that the woman could not order it, finally he calls the waiter that is there any asparagus left? And waiter answers in affirmative. He tells yes, we have some finest asparagus left and they have just arrived and he can cook it for them. Okay, so here when the writer hears the words of the waiter, he is again depressed because he knows that he is not going to spend enough money for the remaining month. Okay, so inshallah in the next lecture we shall conclude the lesson, what happens at the end of the lesson. Till then, take care. Fi amanillah.